I was a person who had so much energy. I was bouncing off the walls. I did every sport you can imagine. I danced, I sang, I did lots of things. I guess I was a little bit hyperactive in a way. So I started gymnastics at the age of 5, and I used to train competitively. So sometimes there was anxiety around, will I remember all of my routine? Am I going to get everything right? Especially the time leading up to a competition, because we all want to do our best, especially when we're put out in front of lots of people watching. We hope that we're going to win the medal. We hope that we're going to become first. So, but I loved gymnastics. I had so much fun. I was always laughing, and we were joking all the time, and I was always acting the fool. But of course, underneath that, I can only reflect now as an adult, looking back, there was some sadness inside. I felt like I was swimming up a stream. I felt like everything was difficult. I felt like I was constantly struggling with money, struggling with this, struggling with that, just struggling with myself. I kept saying to myself, I really want to start yoga. I really want to, get into yoga. And they often say when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And so a friend put me in touch with a person who was a yoga teacher, and I had my first session with my teacher. And after that one session of Kundalini Yoga, I had an experience, a very deep experience. Something shifted inside of me. I felt something. I couldn't quite put a word to it. I couldn't quite explain what that was, but something opened up. My heart opened up. I felt energy throughout my body. This sadness that I had been carrying around from the various issues that I had going on at that time began to just drop away. I've spent most of my life being a yes person, being a pleaser, somebody that always wants to please everybody, that always wants to make sure everyone's okay. I guess in a way pretending that everything's always okay, that I'm always smiling, I'm always happy, when in actual fact that isn't really how I felt. The mask that most of us do walk around wearing, that began to drop. I was becoming just more of my true self. I began to feel a greater sense of ease and calm, and life just began to feel a lot easier. This Kundalini energy is within all of us, this untapped potential that we all have. We all have this life force inside of us. So when we practice yoga, when we directly stimulate that life force, the energy, the mind, to release the myriad of thoughts that we have every day being pumped into our subconscious minds, to be able to have almost like a spiritual shower, something that just helps us to reset, rebalance, so that the things that we want to do in life, we can do with the highest consciousness. But when we can tap into that, we have an unlimited capacity to be the best that we can be in our lives.